my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa String Works Man Cave with the world's finest mandolin ever built by a human. It's hard to say that without laughing. No, it's a good old mandolin. No, I'm really happy with it. I really do like its sound. I like the way it plays. I even like the looks. I wish it was a little darker is what I had hoped for when I started to stain it, but it just came out like it came out, you know. And for anybody that's new out there, I do carve a rose in the back of them. That's all hand carved. And the inlay at this point, at the time I made this one, this was all laser cut inlay, but I, had to inlay each and every piece. It's a lot harder than you think. There are 15 different pieces of yellow wood there for that yellow rose. And about that many pieces for the stem also. They're all individual pieces. And then there's a rose vine going down the neck there, and the flowers are what would be the normal position dots. Deer antler saddle and a James tailpiece, and the tuning keys are from Stumac, and for the life of me I can't think, Waverly, and they're a gold and real pearl. I guess it's gold plated, but they're real pearl also. So anyway, I had a request today in the vlog to show the chords, to go over the chords a little bit better, and we'll do that. The good news is for the mandolin, you can get by with only one chord. The bad news is it's this chord. It's a little hard to make if you're brand new to it. And anywhere you move this, it works. You can just, keep it close, just kind of like a bar chord on a guitar. You can slide it up and down the neck, and it works anywhere you do it. Then there is a variant of the chord, and that is where we slide it up to where the bottom, in other words, these two first fingers are on the bottom two strings. And then you skip a fret. Those two are right next to each other in frets. Then you skip a fret, and this one comes up on the third string. You skip another fret, and this one's up on the fourth string. So that's what's hard. And where people really have a problem with it is that they try to do it like this, like they've learned violin, where they try to get their hand around like this. It don't work that way on a mandolin. And maybe you can do it on a guitar, but you cannot do it on a mandolin, and make this chord. So you have to literally get your hand in this shape. You let it run down. See, instead of going this way, you're going this way. You're literally letting it run down the fingers run down this way, and that way you're not spreading them out. See, this way you'd be spreading them out like this, and we're not spreading them out really. It seems like a really big deal, but if you think about it, just moving them back and forth like this, that's all we're doing. So it's not as bad if you think of it like that and hold it like that. So anyway, that's the chord. So there's a fret between these two fingers. The middle finger's on the bottom string. That one's on the next string, on your second string. So that's the E string, the A string. Then this one's on the D string, but there's a fret in between, an open fret. And this one's on the G string, and there's an open fret. So that's your full G chord. Now, what I said the variant is you do everything exactly the same, except you move everything, you stay in the same fret, and you just move everything up on your strings this way. Well, now this finger has no place to go. You got an open E down here now. And what I do is, so now it's the same chord, it's just that you moved it up. And so all I do is when I hit it, I rotate out like this. So I'm not hitting that bottom string. I'm over-exaggerating it, you understand, but the point is I don't hit that bottom string. That's just how I do it. Now, there's another way to do it, but I'm not even going to bother showing you. It'll just confuse you. This is just an easy way to do it. And no matter where you put the three fingers down, it's a chord. Doesn't matter what fret you're in, it's a chord. Just Doesn't matter, see? So there's really only one chord to learn, and it's just moving it up and down the neck, and wherever you just have to know the names of the chords. And the good news is on that, it is alphabetical. It's just that the G is the last letter of the alphabet. So we're at G, so it'd be kind of like at Z on your regular alphabet. You're at G, but then I think of it like a circle myself. So now we're going to, if you call it, like a clock. So if G is at midnight here or at noon, well then your 1 o'clock would be A, 2 o'clock would be B, and then the very next fret is C, and then you skip another fret, and that would be D if you wanted to go there. Now, I don't usually go there. I just telling you, I usually only go down to C. So G, A, B, C. So each one of these, you're skipping a fret until you get to C. And the reason is that B and C are right next to each other. So G, A, B, C. And then I come back up here and I go back to my C again. So now I have another C. Here's C, D, E, and the very next fret is F. So the chords are right above each other. That's what's another cool thing, is your C is right above your G, your D is right above your A, and your E is right above your B, and then your F is right above your C. And that's all your chords. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now I realize that stretch is tough. So whenever you're starting out, you can do just the 2-finger chord, just the 2 fingers, and you can kind of get by with that. Then you try to add your 3rd finger, and then finally you try to add that 4th finger. And so, just build up to it until you get it. Okay, I'm going to let that be it for tonight on showing you the chords. I know that that was a request, so I wanted to get that out of the way first thing. We're going to do an all Easter show tonight, or gospel show, because of the Easter holiday or religious time is upon us. Tomorrow being Good Friday, I just thought this would be a good time to focus on gospel songs, and I think you'll enjoy them. I've got 4 original ones that I wrote. Someone at the last minute on the vlog today asked for Vine Covered Church. I think that was Kim. So Kim, I'm going to do that for you too. So we've got the first 4 that we're going to do are the songs I've written. The first one is I Just Rent It From God. Now, I don't really consider this a gospel song exactly, but it's got the theme in there, and so I think it works. So we're gonna do that song first. I Just Rent It From God. Then it's He's Coming Again, and then Vine Covered Church, and Don't Leave Earth Without Him. And then we're going to the off-the-shelf songs. These are not my songs. He Took Your Place is really one of my very favorite gospel songs. Help Is on the Way. Eternity Has Two, which we'll end with, and I really think that's a special song. I think you'll really like it. So here we go. We're going to start off in A. Now, I'm going to tell you my short story. I'm try to keep it short on each one of my songs that I wrote. I Just Rent It From God is a song I wrote about my early retirement from Southwestern Bell, and at the same time, I was purchasing this farm. So that was the theme involved, and I sang this at my retirement at Bell. Actually, I didn't go back for my retirement party. I sang it before I left. To the folks I work with. I changed my whole life, no more corporate strife. I put the alarm clock away in the drawer. No more conference calls, and no business in the halls, and no business. I'm sorry. I got distracted because I started thinking I didn't tell you the chords. I'm sorry about that. I'll do it again. But anyway, the chords are just 1, 4, 5 on this. It's just A, D, and E. There might be a 2. If there is, the 2 would be your B here. I can't remember if there's a 2 or not without going through it again. I'm sorry. I changed my whole life, no more corporate strife. I put the alarm clock away in the drawer. No more conference calls and no meetings in the halls and no business to conduct in a bar. No self-serving boss, nor the threat of the loss of the paycheck that I've earned 8 to 5. 'Cause I'll be out on my ranch where I can reach the first branch of that corporate tree grown from on high. I don't own it, I just manage its worth. It's a small slice of heaven placed down here on earth. I care for his trees and I'll water his sod. I just own it, I'm just rent it from God. I know they won't miss me when I tell them I'm history, but that's okay, for I've got a plan. And there'll be no regret, no hard feelings nor debt. We're all doing the best we can. So here is my last word. Some may think it absurd, but I know that someday you'll find that it's better to leave than to stay and to grieve. Instead of a paycheck, you'll have peace of mind. I don't own it, I just manage its worth. It's a small slice of heaven placed down here on earth. I care for his trees and I'll water his sod. I don't own it, I just rent it from God. Well, a few hundred bobbles, but other than that, I got through it. If you just overlook 1,000 bobbles there, it was just fine. But anyway, let's see. This next song is also in A. This one is just 1-4-5. I don't think there's a 2 in it. I don't think. It's called He's Coming Again. And the story behind this song is I just wrote this on I think it was a weekend morning. I woke up, and I think this was just about the time I was retiring. I remember I was here. I was at the farm, woke up, and I think it was on a weekend. I woke up, and I already had this song in my head. I just went straight to the computer and wrote it down. It goes like this. Last night, I dreamed I was in heaven, and there upon the throne I saw God's Son. God said unto his Son, Jesus, the time is come for you to return unto the world, and he's coming again. We've prayed that he would. He's coming again, so be ready, we all know we should. He's coming again, we all need him so. He's coming again to save all our souls. The angels were singing from on high, and I could see the love in Jesus' eyes. Gabriel blew his horn as I watched the crown of thorns descend through the clouds upon his head. He's coming again. We've prayed that he would. He's coming again, so be ready, we all know we should. He's coming again, we all need him so. He's coming again to save all our souls. He's coming again. Yeah, there was a 2 chord in it. I'm not doing too well tonight. But anyway, there was a 4 chord song. I don't know. I can't keep it all straight. I don't have this written down. I'm just doing it, and Anyway, the vine-covered church. I'm pretty sure this one's just 145. Again, it's in A also, so it's just A, D, and E again. The tricky part of this song is that it on the chorus, well, it's really not that tricky since we're not going to be picking it. Anyway, when I do it, the instrumental, we play the chorus instead of the verse, and so that jumps you right straight to the E. So the chorus goes right straight to an E, just so you know. And this song was written about that church. It's just so backwards. It's so hard to move your finger in the right place. It was written about that church there. The first time I played the song down in that area, it was Farmington, Missouri area. It's actually below Farmington, Missouri. The very first time I played it, a man came up to me right after the show. He says, man, and it was the first time I ever played the song. He says, son, I love your song about the vine-covered church. He says, but do you know you have to change the words? And I said, why? Why would I need to change the words? And he says, well, you don't know? And I said, I don't know what? He goes, oh, they just tore that church down yesterday. He said it was well over 100 years old. And, so to me, it just sent chills up my neck. It was just exactly like the song was written or made to keep the little church's memory alive. That's what it seemed like to me. All right, here we go. It's in A also. You won't find it on a well-traveled highway. It's not even on a dusty gravel road. And you have to want to be there when you find it, for it's not on any maps I know. Out across the field, through the pasture, you climb along a steep and rocky trail. When you cross that little creek in the valley, you'll see that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray. Built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the grave. The siding and shingles are tattered, the steeple leans slightly to the right, and though all the windows are shattered, you can still hear them singing at night. The brothers and sisters who worship gather in this holy place still, though they lie at rest in the valley, beneath that vine-covered church on the hill. That vine-covered church above the valley, where the congregation gathered to pray. Built with their hands from the forest, now stands as a marker for the graves. It still stands as a marker for the graves. And I guess that's why he said I had to change the words, because it no longer stood as a marker for their graves. But they did leave a memorial there, and I think they left the church bell there on a stand or something. I'm not really sure about that, but I know they left some sort of a marker there where the church was. Let's see. Don't leave earth without him. We're going to do this in B. B-boy. The story behind this song is that I wrote this in, and I'm not exaggerating, 70-mile-an-hour bumper-to-bumper traffic. When I say bumper-to-bumper, it was truly bumper-to-bumper, and it was truly 70 miles an hour. I mean, seriously, there was barely a car width between anybody, and it was just rush hour traffic, and fortunately, it was moving. Or maybe not so fortunately, but I lived through it anyway. What happened was a car passed me on my left, And this was back, I don't know how long ago. Again, it was before I retired, I'm sure. Anyway, there was a car passed me on my left, and at that time, it was fairly common to see a bumper sticker that said Jesus on it. Well, this one had more on there than Jesus. It said, below that, it said, "Don't leave Earth without him." So that's the title of this song. I wrote this literally while driving in that traffic. And I was singing it into a tape recorder in case you're wondering how I remembered the words. Let's see. Don't leave. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me give you the chords. It's B. It's just 1-4-5 again. So it's going to be B, E, and F sharp in this case. So 1-4-5, and I think there is a 2 in this. I think, and if there is, that's a C sharp. I just can't remember, honestly. Sorry. Don't leave Earth without him. I heard that preacher say. Oh, I care so much about him. I'm on my knees today, for I'm just a lowly pilgrim at the end of life's highway. And I know that I'm not worthy of my Lord's amazing grace. My life, just like all others, has been filled with tempts and trials, but I tried to overcome them as I've walked each weary mile. For I know he walks beside me even when the worst is done. Now I pray he walks beside me as my final race is run. Don't leave Earth without him, I heard that preacher say. Oh, I care so much about him, I'm on my knees today, for I'm just a lowly pilgrim at the end of life's highway. And I know that I'm not worthy of my Lord's amazing grace. He whosoever believes shall never die, but live with him forever in heaven's paradise. I kneel down before him on my final judgment day, and I beg the Lord forgiveness through my God's amazing grace. Don't leave Earth without him, I heard that preacher say. Oh, I care so much about him, I'm on my knees today, for I'm just a lowly pilgrim at the end of life's highway. And I know that I'm not worthy of my Lord's amazing grace. My Jesus makes me worthy of my God's amazing grace. That last tagline there was given to me by Leon Pruitt. The first time I sang the song, he says, you need to put a tag on there, my Jesus makes me worthy of my God's amazing grace. And I thought that was perfect, absolutely perfect. Hope you like that. Not bad for 70 miles an hour in bumper-to-bumper traffic. I was on Highway 270, by the way, and if you've ever been in St. Louis on Highway 270, you know what I'm talking about, especially at rush hour. I mean, I think it's 6 lanes wide, I think it is. I'm not really sure how many lanes, but it's 5 or 6 for sure, and it's just wall-to-wall cars. Crazy. Let's see. Okay, we're going to go to He Took Your Place. As I said, this is just about my favorite gospel song. I just really think this is a pretty song. I was thinking Albert E. Brumley wrote this, but I'm not sure if that's right. I don't know who wrote this for sure. But anyway, he took your place. It's just, it is just 1-4-5. I'm pretty positive this doesn't have anything else in it. And it's so this, we're going to do this in F. So F is 1, B flat is 4, and C is 5. So 1, 4, 5. Upon that rugged cross of Calvary, 'twas there my blessed Savior cried, forgive them, for they know not what they do. O sinner friend, for thee he died. His hands are gently knocking on your door. Outside he's pleading to come in. His heart is breaking as he waits for you to wash you free from every sin. Someday he's coming back to claim his own. We'll fly to heaven's golden shore. A crown of life he gives on that glad day. With him we'll live forevermore. His hands are gently knocking on your door. Outside he's pleading to come in. His heart is breaking as he waits for you to wash you free from every sin. Those cruel thorns that pierce my Savior's head, the blood was running down his face. Ashamed, forsaken, there he hung and died. Oh, sinner friend, he took your place. His hands are gently knocking on your door. Outside he's pleading to come in. His heart is breaking as he waits for you to wash you free from every sin. Whew. There you go. Let's see. Moving on to Help Is on the Way. We're going to do this down in G. It's 1-4-5 again. I think there may be a 2 chord in this one. I just don't remember until I start playing them. Anyway, G is 1, C is 4, D is 5, and if there's a 2, which I think there is, it'll be A. This will be the one where there's not, since I said I think there is. Just, all this is just to keep me humble. That's all it's for. Let's see. All right, here we go. We're going to doing this one for Dottie, and I think Kim likes this song too. A woman in the Bible days, her last meal almost gone. God sent Elijah to make his word known. He said, woman, don't you worry, for God sent me today. Before you even ask him, help was on the way. So just hold on a little longer, help is on the way. A brighter day is coming for those who believe and pray. Help won't help tomorrow if you give up today. So just hold on a little longer, because help is on the way. Troubles of this life come round and burdens get you down. You think no one is listening, and you think no one's around. Just remember what his word said. Trust him and obey. Keep your eyes toward the heavens, because help is on the way. So just hold on a little longer. Help is on the way. A brighter day is coming for those who believe and pray. Help won't help tomorrow if you give up today. So just hold on a little longer, because help is on the way. No, help won't help tomorrow if you give up today. For just hold on a little longer, because help is on the way. Help is on the way. That's a beautifully written song also. He Took Your Place. I heard that one from Seldom Seen myself. I mean, I know other people have done it, but that's where I heard it originally. Help is on the way. I got that from Doyle Lawson. And Eternity Has Too, which is the next song, also came from Doyle Lawson. Now, let's just say this one has all the chords. That'll make it easier. This one's got all of the chords. I'm going to do it out of D. And it really does have all the chords. It's 1, 4, 5, and it has a 2, which is going to be the E, and it also has a 6 minor, which is your B minor. And at one point, at the very, I wouldn't even know if you call this a chorus or, I don't know, a refrain. I don't know the technical terms of any of this stuff. But at the end, there's kind of like a chorus, and when you get to that, at one point, it's going to be B minor, walking down to the A, down to the G, and then it comes back to the A. So that's what it's doing. So anyway, good luck with this one. That's all I got to say. And good luck to me, too, because it's not a simple song. When the melody's been written and the words have all been penned, and you've heard the Spirit calling through some old sacred hymn, in the valley of decision, tell me, friend, what will you do? This life has many choices, eternity has too. This world and all its pleasures will soon be cast away. The final invitation could be going out today, and you're standing at the crossroads. Tell me, friend, what will you do? This life has many choices, eternity has too. The straight and narrow way leads to life, the broad way down below. What would it profit to gain the world and lose your very soul? Tomorrow is uncertain, our days on earth are few. This life has many choices, eternity has too. This life has many choices, eternity has too. Isn't that a pretty song? Wished I would have written that one. Doggone it. Let's see who's here and if there's any comments we need to address. The first one in there tonight on my screen says, Bronson Taylor, can you play Ralph Stanley's song Me and God? I think I've heard that, but I don't know it. I'm sorry. Not offhand anyway. So I guess the answer is no. Long way around to get to a simple answer. David Thorpe, howdy y'all, looking forward to the play along. Somebody told me that I should tune up my guitar. I said, what for? It was in tune when I bought it. Well, I build them in tune. That way I don't have to worry about it. Let's see. Dottie Hildebrand, catching plenty of fish. Well, cool. Catfish, I know. Hopefully you're catching some crappie too. I think everybody likes to eat crappie for some reason. I don't know much about it, but let's see. I know catfish are good eating. After we went live there, it says David Tharp says, my favorite allergy song is Blowing in the Wind by Peter, Paul, and Mary. Oh, that is funny. I have to give you that one there, David. That was pretty good. Bronson Taylor, can you play Ralph Stanley, Me and God? Nope, sorry. Ronald Todd, where's Bill? I mentioned on today's vlog that Bill wouldn't be here tonight. Let's see. David, Blowing in the Wind was by Bob Dylan. Let's see. I think you're just trying to be too technical there, Ronald. Let's see. Bronson Taylor, wonder where David gets these jokes every day. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I know that. There's a lot of them. And so far, I don't think he's repeating. I think he's got, some AI joke thing going on or something. Artificial intelligence joke program. Ronald Todd, Jerry, don't forget about your mandolin strap. I don't know what that means. Pretty much had it on, didn't I? I don't know. Felt like I had it on. Let's see. David Tharp, what a great song, Jerry. Well, thank you. He says, I don't own it. I just rent it from God. Yeah. Well, thank you. I after I played that at my retirement, or my leaving, I should say, because I did not come back for my retirement party or my retirement gift or any of that. I just said, see you guys, I won't be back. I was done. I really was. I didn't have any ill feelings towards them. I was just over it. It was just, I was, for 27 and a half years, I was a square peg in a round hole. I did my best. I did really well, in fact. I got almost walk on water appraisals. I really did very well. I designed computer systems and all that for them, but it just wasn't where my heart was. I'm where my heart is supposed to be now. Dottie Hildebrand, beautiful song. Well, thank you. Very beautiful and meaningful song, somebody says there. Sue Peel, thank you. I'm looking for the question marks, by the way. If you're new and you're not familiar, I try to only read the ones with the question marks. Sometimes I'm not very good at that even. I'll sometimes read the others too. David Tharp, another great one. Well, thank you. Kim Williford, Jerry, what happened to your guest? Yeah, well, I guess you guys didn't see the very beginning of today's vlog. At the very beginning of today's vlog, I said, well, we have a play along tonight, and Bill will not be here. We had a misunderstanding, apparently, and I said, I'll just let it go at that. So anyway, unfortunately. Dottie says, great song. Let's see. Moving on down. Let's see. Kim Williford. I love that song, Jerry. Beautiful. Okay, thank you. Not sure which ones we're talking about because it doesn't say the title of the songs, but thank you. Dottie says, beautiful song. David Tharp says, sounds like 270 in St. Louis sometimes. Isn't that what I said, 270? Or did I say another highway? That's the one it was. It was Highway 270. Maybe you wrote that before I said it. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's I don't know how many lanes it is now. I was thinking it was like 6 lanes. I haven't been on it in a while, so it's more like, it probably is more like 10 lanes. It's a wide highway. I know that. What's really weird, and this is a true story, I remember when they were building that highway completely from scratch. It was nothing but gravel. When we used to ride our horses down the gravel, I mean, it wasn't open to the public at that point. It was just they were just laying the gravel down, and we would ride our horses, quite a ways up on those. It's good riding on that gravel, And one time I was by myself. It was like about noon time of the day, middle of the day, and I was riding a young stallion named Little Fellow. He was a stallion that was. His mother died when he was just a baby. And I was riding him bareback, and I would call him, he was broke to me, but for anybody else, I would call it green broke. He wasn't super broke, but I didn't have any problem riding him. And I was riding him bareback, just with a bridle, and we were galloping down this trail through the woods. This was in the woods, but it was coming up to where the Highway 270 was, or is. And anyway, we're still about, 500 or 600 yards from Highway 270, but we were in the woods. Well, we come around this curve, and he, being a young horse, anything startles him. Well, there was this giant big root sticking out in the trail. It was, it was bigger than your arm, a big piece of root coming out in this trail. And it was airborne. I mean, it wasn't like laying on the ground. It kind of jotted out over the trail like that. And it startled him, and he put on the brakes, man. I mean, he just hit the brakes. Well, without a saddle, I just went straight over his head. And then he stepped on me, on my chest. Now, fortunately, his name was Little Fella for a reason. He was kind of small. But he stepped on me, knocked me. And I guess the fact I hit on my back on top of that, and I think I was even on the dang root, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, it was bad. And when I came to, I was out for a while. I didn't know what happened. I woke up and I remembered what happened, but I basically crawled on my hands and knees up to the highway, and one of the construction foremen on Highway 270 saw me. He runs over to me and helps me. And I tell him what happened, and he puts me in his truck, and he says, I'll drive you home. So he takes off driving, and when we got home, Little Fella was standing in his stall. One of the things I had taught, this Little Fella, by the way, was a trick horse. I taught him just countless tricks. I taught him to rear up and put his feet on my shoulders. He would lay down, roll over. He would kneel. Just anything I wanted him to do, he would do. I mean, he was really smart. I could turn him loose anywhere, and I'd say, go to your stall. And he'd just take off and run straight for it, man. So since he didn't have any instruction from me, he just went back and got in his stall, which is kind of rare for a stallion, by the way, if you know anything about stallions. That's not the norm. So, but it was pretty cool. He was back home already when I got home. I didn't have any broken bones. I was just winded, basically. Oddly enough, I really never broke a bone other than broke one toe one time when I slipped on a carpet and hit my foot on the fireplace, stone fireplace. Let's see. Dottie says, love hearing you, Jerry. Oh, well, thank you. Kim Williford says, love it. Where's Bill? And let's see. Dottie says, great messages. Praise God. And David Tharp, wow, you could put these songs you wrote up against any songs out there. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's nice to hear. Dottie says, amazing songs. See, Kim Williford, happy Easter, everyone. Yeah, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. If I could wish one thing for the world, it would be peace. The second thing I'd wish is that all abused children would be taken care of and live long, happy lives. Dottie says, powerful message. Let's see. Kim Williford, beautiful song. Thank you. Okay, Joan, let's see. Question. Dottie Hillebrand, thank you, Jerry, for doing this song. You're welcome. Kim Williford, beautiful song. Moving on down. I'm looking for question marks. Dottie says, give me your address and I'll overnight it to you. Okay. Must have been a private conversation, but there's question marks. That's why I read it. Ronald Todd, in today's vlog, someone asked if you could show how to do your strap, and you said you would explain it tonight. I thought they said mandolin chord. Now, maybe they were talking about strap, but they said mandolin chords. Could you show your mandolin chord again? So I took it as the chords. That's why I showed the chords at the beginning. Sorry, if it was about the mandolin strap, well, then I misunderstood. And I think it was Gary Cooper that asked. I think. I'm not sure if that's right. But Gary, I think if you're out there, I thought I saw your name earlier, maybe. Let me know. Because if you want to know about the strap, I'll show you. Wade Hampton. So it was a misunderstanding, Ronald. I thought he was talking about the mandolin chords. I thought he even spelled it that way, C-H-O-R-D. I don't know. Anyway, at least that's what I thought. But you've got to remember, Ronald, I'm a terrible reader. It's just like I can't read worth a darn. Wade Hampton, Jerry, you promised to show how to make mandolin strap tonight. Well, I guess I was wrong then. Obviously, I misread it. Well, I really thought he was talking about the mandolin chords. The strap is really simple. It's just a bootlace. Well, it's not really. I have made them out of bootlace. This is actually paracord. All I do is tie a hangman's noose on the end. It's really all I do. And I can show you how to do that. Let's see if I can get it loose. It may be so tight. I keep tightening this one up, all the time. So I don't know if I can get it loose or not, but it's really simple to do. If you know how to tie a hangman's noose, that's all I do. I tie a hangman's noose on both ends. The one I pull up tight around the end pin button there. I've never had one slip loose. Why do you think they used hangman nooses? They don't slip. They don't give away. Well, I don't know if I'm going to get this loose or not. Yeah, I think I just did. Here we go. Okay, I think I've got it loose. Maybe, but then maybe not. Well, I got to retie it now anyway. I really thought they were talking about mandolin chords. That's why I talked about the chords at the beginning. I have to go back and look at the comments because I could have swore he spelled it C-H-O-R-D. If he spelled it C-O-R-D, well, then it's on me. But I just took it as, because whenever I'm teaching mandolin, everybody wants to know about the chord, not about my strap. If he'd have said mandolin strap, I for sure would have known what he was talking about. All right, I got it loose finally. Okay, what I do for tying to get it at the right length. So I've already tied one here. I'm not going to show you how to retie this one, but it's the exact same thing as I'm going to show you right here. But it's just that to tie this one and get it right, I put the strap on the way I like it, like this. And of course, I got it wrapped around my chair arm and everything else. I'm going to wrap it through the deal here. And basically, I'm just going to get it where I like it, about like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take it back off and just kind of hold it there. And this one would have, it'd only do this on camera. It's gotten tied up in there. Oh, it's it's still wrapped in there. I thought it was loose. Okay, well anyway, all right, so I've got, that's where I want the hangman's noose. So this is all loose cord here. So then all you do, see, it's just a loop. That's all it is, nothing complicated. And you make another loop on the bottom. So now you got 2 loops like that. That's all it is. Simple as it can be. Then you start wrapping. And you start wrapping toward the end that's going to go on the mandolin, not the bottom one, but you start wrapping, and you literally just wrap it over itself, and you start wrapping, and you keep wrapping down like this. That's all there is to it. It's one of the simplest knots there is, believe it or not. And you just wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap until you run out of cord, and then you just poke it through the last loop there. So you actually poke it through the loop, and then you find the right end, and you'll pull this loop up. See, I'll start pulling until I pull that loop up around the end there, like that. And then you just kind of pull it tight, and you just kind of keep working on it, like I keep grabbing the wrong end, but you just keep tightening it up, and now it'll slide. Put it back on your mandolin. And now it's an adjustable strap that way too. Like a lot of times I have little kids come in and they want to play my mandolin, so I can just pull this up like this and let them play it, Works pretty good. So anyway, so sorry if I misunderstood about the mandolin cord. I really thought they were talking about this cord. But I don't see him replying down there, so I guess it was me. I just don't know. Well, guys, I think that's it. I don't see anything else. Dottie's talking about fish now. I guess that was what I was trying to figure out what she was talking about up there. Give me your address and I'll overnight it to you. So I don't know if she's talking to me on that, or I guess she is, since she's got the question marks. Well, my address is on my website. So www.rosastringworks.com. You can't go wrong if you got it there. Anyway, I think that's it. Y'all have a great one. Have a happy Easter, and best wishes to this crazy world. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the next vlog.